Hi, this is Vicky from Enchanted Dream Handmade and Vintage, and I hope you're having a great Friday. I was just gonna open one of these other jars that I got at my favorite antique mall in downtown Puyallup, Washington, and see what we got in there. And this one's craft jewelry. So this one I got because, well, I don't know exactly what's in there. It looks good, but I want vintage pieces to make things with. So I have something I'm working on, and I want just parts and pieces. I don't want actual jewelry. So yeah, anyways, it's something I'm working on. I'll be showing it here probably pretty soon. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun working on it. All right, so this jar looks pretty interesting. Lots of vintagey looking items, which is what I was after. So plenty of that. So let's have a look, see what we got. That looks like a duck. I think the end of the bill or whatever is broken. I think it's wood. No, it's probably lucite or something. Anyways, it is kind of cute though. If somebody's interested in that, just let me know. And if you are interested in an item, I do PayPal, and you can email me at enchanteddream2025@gmail.com. That's a nice looking elephant. You would send either a screenshot or timestamp description of an item you might be interested in, and I would get back to you pretty quick. Just send your shipping information, your YouTube handle, your PayPal handle, all that info. Oh, there's more of that lace that's beaded fringe. We'll see how much of that there is. I love working with fringe. Lots of cool looking pieces in here, and it does look like craft. This elephant though is pretty neat. I mean, it's a nice looking piece. If somebody loves elephants, could easily take this off so it doesn't show and use that as a focal point, like for if somebody likes something like that, you could add it to something. So easy. Maybe with a little palm tree or something. That would be cute. Let's see, what's this? This one. It looks like brass flowers. Pretty lightweight. Of course, I'm hoping that there are some pieces in here that are usable, but that wasn't what I was, really expecting. Let's see what we get in here. All right, there's a bunch. All right, here's some nice vintage looking pieces. These ones, I guess, were part of a necklace. Usually these are part of earrings, unless somebody put these together maybe with these other beads here to make this little section. That's possible. Pretty colors together though. More beads. That's some kind of a, this one's got verdigris. It's unfinished. We'll just set that aside. That's interesting. That would make a very cute little treasure box or trinket box lid. Like that. You need to find a couple of stones. This one, I think that one's the only one missing. Anyways, that's kind of cute. There's a earring backing, more leaf beads. And these ones have 3 holes. So that could be an interesting project. This one looks like copyright Har. Looks like Har. You guys can see that. Hopefully. Har is what it looks like. anyways, there it is. It's kind of pretty. That would definitely make a nice focal point for a, you know, pendant assemblage. Not to be a nerd or anything. But yeah, it would. That would make the nice focal point and with pieces that look good with it. All right. We'll never know what this is. Then we've got some just oddball pieces, little trim. Those are nice, little flowers. Those remind me of coral. There's an earring. There's another earring part. Beads. Oh, that's a cool looking bow. So another thing that you can use all these parts and pieces for, well, there's lots of things, but another thing is for journaling, is for decorating, like on picture frames. If you have like vintage wooden pieces, it's easy to accentuate them with stuff like that. Vintage looking jewelry and that sort of thing. That's pretty with just the one rhinestone. It's a vintage earring without the clip on it. Looks like somebody was making things out of clip-ons. Let's see, this is nice looking. Nice big blue rhinestone. And it's got a pin mechanism right there. And that works just fine. That's cute. I think we're missing 5 rhinestones going around here and something here. So, but it is pretty. If somebody else wants to mess around with it, let's say $4. If I mess around with it and fix it, I'd like to find the original though so I can see the colors. Anyway, just let me know if anybody's interested. It's pretty. All right, then we got all those pieces. We got more beads. We got different kinds of beads. All kinds of cute little pieces, which is what I wanted. Stuff like that. Isn't that like the perfect door or what? I mean, it's just beautiful. Yeah. So, and no, I'm not doing fairy houses. Well, not now anyways, but that's not what I'm working on at the moment. There's a pin that needs a couple of rhinestones. I may or may not have that size. There's more of that floral design that's pretty. More vintage earrings without the clips. There's another earring without the clip. Look at that. All that needs is an earring back. Hopefully there's 2 of them. Vintage, cool. I love these. I would have so wore them all through the late 80s to early 2000. No, I would still wear them now. I'm not going to lie. Anyways, very cute. I love the little design with the beads. Let's see if we get another one. If we do, I might have to put some earring wires on them and make them work. There's another, that's a pretty earring without a backside on it. There's another one, that's pretty too. These ones are a little scuffed, it looks like, or dirty. Here is a tan colored necklace. We're missing this down here. So I think I'm going to use this for Christmas crafting. All right. And then that's a cute little piece, connector. It is open right there. You'd have to tighten that up. All right. Interesting, interesting. Oh, there's a pretty pink heart. Looks like something is broken off. But you could just trim the rest of that and it won't look like anything's missing. Anyways, that would make a nice connector or a nice little piece for another necklace assemblage. There's a nice crystal bead. I'm already restringing some bracelets over here, and I will add that to those because I was already putting one of those on something else. All right, we've got some interesting little buttons or pieces. Another earring back. Some kind of, this is a broken, I guess, a pendant. Either that or a connector, necklace connector. This is pretty. I think these are all glass. They feel cool. There's a rosebud. Interesting stuff. You think about it. Cool button. There's a wooden muffin top. But that would be pretty to top something off too, as well. A little box or whatever out of clay, you know? Something like that. What do we got here? We got some coconuts. Panels, looks like. And then we've got one end. We'll have to see if there's more of that. That's pretty cool. Oh, here's the, what is this? Is that a pocket watch? So it's not running. It's missing the face. It's got a dangle there. Well, there is part of a chain on it. We'll have to see if more of the chain is in the jar there. It's a pretty looking little watch though. Again, that would be a nice one to make something with. There's some more good beads. I do save most of the beads since I make stuff. There's a pretty, really dark blue one. Look at that. That's not too bad. It is missing part. Maybe it's in there. Pin back. What's this? Looks like somebody was putting some stuff together there. There's a big earring. No back. Let's see. This looks like a little rose bush. Silver tone. This is cool. Again, you can use this for so many things. You could even tie this onto a real present. It's pretty. You could, you know, trim that or whatever. It's got a hoop there that you could put it on a chain also. And let me see what that says. Avon, 1980. So Avon, 1980. Super cute though. Yeah. Let's see. And a few other little oddball pieces. That one's, oh, that one's really pretty. Always like that stuff. Little leaf type shape. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted from this jar. And that's pretty. I have two other jars sitting right here that are jewelry. But yeah, I just wanted to start getting some of this stuff so I can get some nice pieces to work with. And I do have a lot of pieces, but I wanted to get some, like I said, certain styles and all of that. So, ooh, that needs a good cleaning, but that's an interesting piece. That's pretty. This would make a gorgeous little center for a necklace with some dangles. I think that's what I'm going to do with it, actually. Beautiful. It needs a little bit of work, but it's great. Looks like it's wood. We have another piece like this. I think this is the second one. Yeah, right here. I'm not a fan of these little nylon things. These, well, they're like a choker, but it's made out of fishing wire or whatever. These. So those I always toss. I'm just not a fan of them. All right. Here is another good piece of chain with a little hook on it. Always like those kind of parts too. Those are great to keep around when you make things. Let's see, this is a necklace. It is somehow attached, there we go, to this beautiful star that needs some work, but look at that, it's gorgeous. That's a good one. It's a pin, it's got its pin back. Find a couple of crystals. Yeah, that's pretty. All right, this one, it's got 4 panels, it looks like. That looks kind of small, so I think we're still missing some of it. But that's pretty. Really pretty pieces. They look like carvings, but it's, see? And I didn't see a name. Oh, pretty cool though. And maybe there's more of that. That's a pretty piece. Again, just needs a little bit of work, but that's a nice, that would be really a nice little picture frame for a special little picture. There's a part of a clip-on. These are being noisy now. All right, there's another earring. It's interesting. Don't think I've ever seen one quite like that. Somebody might have made that one. That might get recycled. Here is the setting for a brooch. Totally empty of all its rhinestones. So we're just going to set that aside and see what we think about that. This looks like an assemblage. It may have had a pin back there. It's interesting though, pretty colors together. That could be added to something. Let's see. We've got a wraparound bracelet. Let's see if it looks like we have, oh, we've got a rhinestone missing here. Anyways, yeah, so just one it looks like. There is a giant earring back. Does have some rhinestones, but is missing all of whatever was in here. Bigger pieces. This one is coral. We'll have to see, might have to see if we can find that one to see what it looked like. Here is some little rhinestones. These are beautiful. Little flowers, all with different centers. Open back, that one is cracked. These are really cute though. I think that's what drew me to the jar. Oh my goodness, there's a mate for that earring. All right, and here's another earring. This one also has a mate, but does not have a clip-on or anything. So that one would need to be stuck on something or have something stuck on it. There's one of the missing rhinestones. More doodads. Oh, that would have been such a pretty pin with that beautiful ruby colored teardrop. Gorgeous. The pin back is missing. I have to think about what to do with that. That might have to get used for something anyway. Yeah. This one, oh, that's pretty. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Very nice. I don't know if that's Avon's dot. There's a tiny hole there, so it just needs a jump ring or whatever you're going to hang it on, but that's pretty. Another piece of that little flower section. See that? Another little piece of that section. So that's nice when you have more parts to play with, because depending on what you're making, that's a cool. This is cute too. They could be used for all kinds of things. I like to use vintage pieces in a lot of my stuff I'm making lately, especially. So let's see this one. Let's see what this red one is. We've got more funky little pieces. We've got an A. It's got some cool looking rhinestones. We've got a button cover. We've got more leaves. We've got this red section that kind of reminds me of ladybugs. Silver tone, looks like a bracelet. I don't see a signature. It's got a hook on it. So I don't know. It looks like it's missing a jump ring though. Or this was replaced, I don't know. Anyways, that's cute. $5 for that if somebody wants that one. Here is more of that fringe. So there's quite a bit of that. This is a wire necklace. There we go. It is pretty. I think that's a stone. Really nice as far as the way these are put together here. Very pretty. And then we've got wire. There's an extender, and there is a little bead on the end of the extender. It's got a lobster clasp. Looks like everything's all brass up here. It is cute. Let's say $8 for that one. That's some kind of stone. These are cool. I love these for a section, and these are also like an extender, so they're graduated a little bit. Love that. Let's see. There's another button part. Somebody was making things out of button parts. Here's another dirty looking rhinestone piece. Here is a flower. It's got the rhinestone. Does have some wear on the gold tone. Is missing the pin back. That would be easy to add to something else. I think this would look beautiful with some white and gold hairpin fabric, you know, very light organza maybe, you know. But yeah, that would look really pretty. You could fix that and use a little bit of glitter here and there, just real light. I think that would make it look nice. Here's, oh, that's cool. That's flapper-ish, all right, pretty much. Got lots of rhinestones. Nice. Don't see a signature. That's a cool piece, though. It's going to be fun to make something with. There's another, that's pretty. Another earring with no back on it. I think this is glass, this one. That's very pretty. It's got little gold pieces in it, and black and like coppery color. Very pretty. That one's nice. I hadn't thought about making something with old earrings like that, but I'm gonna have to incorporate those somehow. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I'm making some things with vintage pieces. And I'm hoping to have a few of those to show in a couple weeks. So, but in the meantime, I'm having a lot of fun planning. Yeah, and oh, there was this piece too, which would be nice for a pin back, like the foundation piece, or again, a lid for something. Very pretty, very 80s. Also has that kind of oceanic look, you know. Very pretty. All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you have a good weekend if it's your weekend. And I'll be putting another video on with some good stuff like this in just a couple of days. Probably on Sunday. So this is all jewelry. So this should be good stuff. I fell in love with this pin right here. But all right. You guys have a good one. Thanks again and take care.